Hello, my name is George Redd, and this is a second grade mathematics lesson aligned with North Carolina Standard NC.2.NBT.5. This standard focuses on demonstrating fluency with addition and subtraction within 100 by using flexible strategies based on place value, properties of operations, and relationship between addition and subtraction. Students will also compare different strategies, explain why they work, and select an efficient strategy for solving a problem. The learning objective for today's lesson is that given a two-digit addition and subtraction problem within 100 in place value models, students will solve the problems using an appropriate strategy and explain why that strategy works. During the lesson, students will use the place value models to help them understand the relationship between tens and ones and connect those models to their addition and subtraction strategies. I will use a variety of strategies to support all types of learners and maintain student engagement. For this lesson, I will mostly be videoing my whiteboard to simulate teaching the lesson in a real classroom. I will also answer the questions that I'm asking to the students to simulate the classroom experience. At the conclusion of the lesson, I will send students off into groups to complete the group assignment that I will explain to them, and explain also that there will be a final assessment later on in the week. With that, I will get into my lesson. Hello, everyone. Today we are starting a new math lesson that is going to build on some stuff you learned back in first grade. And today we're going to practice adding and subtracting numbers within 100. We're going to use 3 different strategies to help solve our problems. And those strategies are going to be using a number line. We're going to model using sticks and dots. And then also we're going to use a tens and ones chart. And as we solve these problems, I want you to think about 3 questions. What is happening in the problem? Am I adding or am I subtracting? And what strategy can I use to solve? Okay, now that we have those questions in our mind, those strategies in our mind, let's start with our first strategy and look at our first problem. So let's say Emma has 24 crayons. Her teacher gives her 15 more. How many crayons does Emma have? So first, let's think about what is happening. Emma starts with 24 crayons, and her teacher gives her more. When we get more, are we adding or are we subtracting? That's right, we're adding. So let's put the plus sign here. And today, so now we know we're doing 24 plus 15. But our strategy we're going to use on this one is going to be our number line. So let's draw our number line. Put 0 here and 100 over here. And we're starting with 24. So we'll put 24 over here, right? So first, we already know we have that, and we need to add 15 to it. So let's look at the number 15, and how many tens are in the number 15? Well, we know from before that this is the tens place. So that means we have 1 10. So that means we can jump forward 10 from 24. If we add 1 to the tens place on 24, what do we get? That's right, 34. So we know that we're here at 34, and we've gotten rid of our 10. Well, now we know that we have 5 ones left, so we can count up from the 34. So let's start at 34, and we'll count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know if we added 5 to that ones place, now we're at what? 39. That's right. So now Emma has 39 crayons. So we check our thinking. We started with 24. We added the 10 from the 15. We were left with 5, so we added 5 more, where we landed at 39. All right, let's move along now to question number 2. It says there are 56 apples in a basket, and the students each eat 23. How many apples are left? So let's think about what's happening. We start with 56 apples, and the students eat 23. Are we adding or are we subtracting? That's right, we're taking away, so we are subtracting. So let's put our minus sign there. And again, now we're going to use our number line. We're going to put 0, and we're going to put 100. And we know we're starting with 56, so let's put our 56 on there. Now, if we're subtracting, are we going to go forward or backwards on the number line? Exactly, we're going to move backwards because we're taking away. So the same strategy as before, we're going to look in our tens column of what we're adding or taking away. We know we're taking away. So we know we have 2 tens here. So let's jump back 10 from 56. 1 less than 5 is 4, so that we know we're at 46. but we have 1 left. We're going to jump back 1 more, and that'll leave us at 36. So that gets rid of our 10s, but now we know we have 3 1s left. So what did we do before? We counted back 1, 2, 3, which leaves us with what? 33. That is right. So again, let's look at our thinking. Think about what we had. We started with our 56. And then we went to we knew that we were taking away 23. So we have our minus. We have 2 10s in the tens place here. So we jump back on our number line, 10, 20. And we had 3 leftover ones, 1, 2, 3, which landed us at 33 apples left over. All right. Now we're going to move on to another problem, number 3, but this time we're going to use a different strategy. This time we're going to model our problems using sticks and dots. Sticks equals 10 and dots equal 1. This is just like you did back in first grade. So let's look at number 3. Jake has 32 toy cars. His friend gives him 18 more. How many toy cars does Jake have altogether? So if Jake's friend is giving him more cars, are we adding or are we subtracting? That's right, we're adding. So we know we have an addition problem. And now we're going to model these. So how many 10s are in 32 in the tens place? How many 10s do we have? 3. That's right. So we're going to model 1, 2, 3. And then we see over here with the ones, we have 2 in the ones column. So we're going to do 1 and 2. Okay, so that'll model 32. So then we know we're adding 18 more. So then what we can do is we have 1 more in the tens place. So we're going to add another stick. And then we have 8 ones. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But here we are now. When we count this up, we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. But there's nowhere for this last one to go, which means when we have 10 ones, we're going to circle these together. And then those 10 ones are going to equal 1 more stick to symbolize the 10. So then we can count our sticks, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Meaning that after Jake's friend gave him 18 more toy cars, we now have 50 toy cars. So let's start thinking there. We know we started with 32, and then we were given 18 more. So we modeled our 30 with 3 sticks. We modeled our 18 with 1 stick. And our 10 dots added up to our 5th stick equaling 50. All right, now that we've seen the sticks and the dots to model, let's work on another one. We're going to do a subtraction problem this time. I'm going to go ahead and give you that. So we see a library has 75 books on a shelf, and the students check out 31 books. So they're taking away, and I already told you, so we know this is going to be a subtraction problem. So let's model this. So in the number 75, how many sticks would I need to model 75? 7, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many ones, how many dots would it be? 5, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now that I think about this, we're gonna knock this down a couple. We're gonna make this 55 instead of 75. And if it was 55, I'm gonna take 2 of these away, right? So we have 5 sticks. Okay. And now we have 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now we're gonna take away instead of adding this time. So instead of adding more sticks, we're going to take away some sticks. And we see that we have 3 in the ones column. So we're going to take away 1, 2, 3. And then we have 1 in the ones column. So we're going to take away 1 dot. And then we're going to count these up. You get 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So that will leave us with 24 library books still on the shelf. And let's explain our thinking again. We started with 55 library books. 31 were checked out by the students. So we modeled our 55 by having 5 sticks and 5 dots. And then we took away our 31. So we took away our 3 sticks to symbolize 30 and 1 dot for the 1 and 31, leaving us with 24 library books total. All right. And for our last strategy, we're going to look at tens and ones chart. Yeah, let's just go ahead and make the chart. And this is going to be very similar to what we just did with modeling. And instead of just having models together, we're going to have a chart. In the tens and one chart, instead of modeling with sticks and dots just out in the open, we're going to model them in here. So it's very similar, just a little bit more organized way of doing things. So let's look at number 5. And it says there are 27 students at recess. And then there's 16 more students come outside. How many are at recess now? So we know if we're adding, we're adding because it says more. We're putting 16 more students. So let's put the here, put the plus there. And let's model these. So instead of doing them separate and taking away and adding together, we're just going to model both of these in here together. So we see 1, 2 in the tens, and then I see another one in the tens. So there's 3 tens. And then I see 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we know from other problems and from before that once we get 10 ones, we can group that together and move those over here. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to erase those. And we're going to move a 10 over here in its place, giving us now 4 tens and 3 ones left over. So that means we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3. That would tell us that there are 43 students at recess now. So when we think about our thinking, we have our tens in our one chart, symbolizing our tens in the tens unit, and then our ones in the ones unit over here. We have 2 from 27, so we have 1, 2. We have 1, 10, and 16, so we have 1 more. And then we had 13 ones altogether. So we grouped together 10 to add our 1 more 10 in this side, leaving us 3 left over, giving us 43 altogether. All right, let's do number 6 together. This is going to be the last one we do together before I break you into groups. You're going to do a little group game together. But before we get to that, let's do this last one. So it says Sarah has 64 stickers. And then she gives 25 stickers to her friends. So Sarah is giving away her stickers. Are we adding or are we subtracting the amount of stickers? That's right, we're subtracting. And then in this one, we're going to do our tens and one charts again. Okay. And we're going to go just like we did in the last one. So in this one, we have 6. And 64, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we see we have 4 in the ones column. 2, 3, 4. But like we said, are we adding or are we subtracting in this one? Subtracting, right? So just like on our number line before, where we had to change the direction we go, instead of going forward, we went backwards. With the tens and one chart, are we going to add the 2 tens to the tens place? Or since we're subtracting, are we going to take away the 2 tens from the tens place? That's right, we're going to take away. So we see that we have 2 in the tens place in 25. So that tells me I'm going to take away 2 of the tens. And then we have 5 left over here. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky, because we only have 4 left here, right? So we're going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4. But that leaves us 1 left. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our 110 over here. We're going to turn him back into 10 dots. And then that 1 left over we have for 5, we're going to take it away. So that leaves us with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 39. So we had to move our tens place and our ones place on that one to make sure we got our right answer. So if we explain our thinking there, we started with 64 stickers, and then Sarah gave away 25 of them. So we subtracted 25 from 64. We started with 64 with 6 in their tens, 4 in our ones. We took away 2. And then to take away 5 from here, we had to move this one over, leaving us with 39. All right, now everyone, we're gonna play a little game in groups. We're gonna get in pairs, and every group's gonna have a pair of dice. Each partner is gonna roll both dice 1 time. So each person will have 2 dice, roll it once, boom. So that's it, see, I got 3s. So you're gonna use the dice to make numbers. So I got 3 and 3, that'll be 33. Then partner 2 is gonna do this, roll again. Oh, look at that, we got 33 again. So in this problem, we're gonna do, Emma has 33 crayons. Her teacher gives her 33 more. How many crayons does Emma have altogether? So what we're gonna do on these is I need you to figure out if we're adding or subtracting, what strategy you're using. So I need you to model what strategy, whether it's the number line, the sticks and dots, or the tens and ones chart, and model that, and then find the answer and explain how you got there. So you'll see all that here, and you're going to model that on this paper. I'm going to walk around and help you as you're getting through it. And tomorrow, we're going to go over this one more time, go over our answers together, and then we will have a final assessment tomorrow on our adding and subtracting within 100. So yeah, get going on these, and I will be around to help you soon.